Tony Abbott's disowned work choices, but he's securely latched himself to John Howard's immigration policies. The opposition leader says Australians no longer support immigration the way they did under the previous Liberal government. Mr Abbott enters the second week of the election campaign, still trailing in the polls, but he is closing the gap on Labor. Political reporter Nick Harmson.
Hello. No child is safe. Boo. As the Liberal campaign turns family friendly.
Yeah. I'm going to come and watch the expert at work here.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about colours.
Taught by the expert.
Tony Abbott brought along his wife Margie to announce he'd index the childcare rebate and boost occasional care at a cost of $89 million.
This would be worth $300 a year a child for families on the maximum rate of rebate.
Less than 1% of families earning less than $100,000 a year stand to benefit.
The family focus is not entirely unexpected.
Cutting company tax.
During last night's debate, one worm controlled by women worked wonders for the Prime Minister.
This has been a bad government.
While the male-dominated worm turned positively for the opposition leader.
I'm not going to offer a running commentary on the debate. I just want to offer the Australian public solutions, not waffle.
Good morning.
Hello.
A more traditional mode of audience feedback is showing positive signs for Mr Abbott. Newspoll has him closing the gap as preferred Prime Minister, and Labor's lead sliding back to where it was before Kevin Rudd was dumped.
It is a tough, close contest, and it'll be a photo finish on election day.
Looking back while moving forward,
They got the honour rolls of the past.
Julia Gillard tried some old-fashioned electoral therapy.
You know this man, Jeff, your local Labor candidate?
Pledging $96 million to train extra doctors and nurses. The money's already contained in this year's budget.
I think this is an important step forward. It's an important step forward for our emergency departments right around the country.
On the other side of the country, the Prime Minister's being urged to take a step back.
Prime Minister, taxing mining might sound like a good idea, but have you really thought this through?
Smaller miners, still unhappy with the tax, have launched their own advertising blitz.
The concept that industry has done a deal with government and that industry is satisfied with this agreement is wrong.
They ought to focus on Tony Abbott's increase in the company tax rate of 1.7%.
Another of Tony Abbott's figures is drawing government scrutiny. The opposition leader wants to limit Australia's migration rate to 170,000 people per year. It's a figure he acknowledges is much lower than in the final years of the Howard government.
We have gone through a global financial crisis. There has been an economic slowdown since then. The public no longer support immigration the way they did under the Howard government.
The Prime Minister won't pick a number at all.
Very important number.
She says the immigration figures should be set year to year. Nick Harmson, Lateline.